Shalom. First and foremost, when we give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. It's the brother Izar, you with the Pittsburgh GMS camp, coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash, Lord willing, this is edifying. All right, in this lesson, it's going to go into a few things, briefly. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I'm gonna try to breeze through it, if the spirit will permit. I'm a little tired, but Salakia in advance. But Lord willing, like I said, this is edifying through the spirit and feeds the lambs of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So basically, I was watching this video popped up, I was recording some footage from George Floyd, and I ended up stepping away to go do something. And when I came back, this was playing. All right, this happened here on this last Friday here on the 2nd, April the 2nd. All right, this happened. An officer was killed, another injured in an incident outside the U.S. Capitol. A man by the name of Noah Green, they say, is his name. He's a Jake. All right, and so you get a clear image of him. Up close image would be not on this page. Apparently, it's gonna be on this page here. This should be an up close image of the guy, and or the Jake or whatever, and he ran into a police barricade, and this is the cop that died as a result. All right, and there's a lot of my own what would you call it? Shoot, I don't even know what the word is. I have my own skepticism about it. I'm not 100% sold on everything that they say happened in this particular situation, but I don't just, of course we can't trust this devil right off the rip, but I'm just gonna go into a few things, man, that I've noticed about the situation. Then maybe, Lord willing, we'll touch on some other things that I see going on also in the news, because there's a lot of things revolving around Jake that are happening in the news, all right now. And all this stuff is gonna and I'm speaking as a man, but we know that Jacob's trouble must come. We know that, they're gonna hate you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, primarily us that believe in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, but the whole nation, the whole righteous nation, is going to experience a trouble. Okay, let's see. What it talks about in addition to Esther. All right, which of course has happened in the past, but I believe this will come back. In some form or fashion. Even the scriptures say. All right, even a second Ezra. So let's read this first. Additions to Esther, all right, 11 and 9 says, and the whole righteous nation was troubled, fearing their own evils, and were ready to perish. Okay. And of course, this is going into, all right, in the past. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, of course, it was in the past. But this is coming back, all right. This is definitely coming back, man. The day of darkness and obscurity and tribulation and anguish and affliction and uproar upon the earth. All these things are going to be happening, okay, during the time of the Messiah. But nevertheless, the nation of Israel is going to be troubled as a whole. Okay, it's the time of Jacob's trouble is coming. Second Ezra 16 to 69, and even if you sell out, you're not going to escape. Okay. It says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden under foot of men. Let's read some more of this. Second Ezra 16, all right, and 66. What will ye do, or how will ye hide your sins before the Most High and his angels? Behold, the Most High himself is the judge. Fear him. Leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever. So shall the Most High lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble. Why? What's coming to where you need to do this? For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. Okay, and they, and then like I said, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. and just generally speaking, our nation, the nation of Israel, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, are those that fear the Lord. All right, generally speaking. Of course, there's a lot of wicked of our people, but on a basic level, like the scriptures say, they have a zeal for the Most High, but not according to knowledge. For the most speaking, our people, quote unquote, love God. Do you love God? Yeah, I love God. How about you? And so there are certain things. Even though Jake has not received the breath, Jake has not received the sinews and the flesh upon their bodies, the skin upon their bodies of knowing that they're Israelites. All right, which some of them have. But there are a lot of them that have not the breath, which is the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and the understanding to awaken them, for them to come into the protection of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, for them to dwell in that secret place of the Almighty. The scriptures say in the book of Psalms, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Almighty. Let me just get it. Salakia. Psalm 91. All right, let's go to I'll just read it here. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. All right. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power. In him will I trust. Them that are not in this truth, which is that secret place, okay, because the scriptures say he revealed his secrets to his servants, the prophets. The scriptures also say, broad is the pathway that leadeth into destruction, and narrow is the way that leadeth unto life, and there be few that find it. So this thing is a secret. Okay, even the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, to which the scriptures say, the name of the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous runneth into it and is safe. And also likewise it says, what is his name and what is his son's name, if thou can tell? These things are secrets, and them that dwell outside of those secret places, of that secret knowledge, are outside of the protection of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, okay, unless they be of the elect and they repent, okay, which is of the Lord's will. But the point I'm making is, all right, there will come a point in time where the whole nation will be under some type of tribulation. The scriptures say, okay, once again, and I believe in the book of 2nd Ezra 9, okay, it says that the righteous have suffered the straight things and hope for the wide, and the wicked shall also suffer the straight things and yet shall not see the wide. Okay, so we're going to suffer certain things coming up as a nation. Okay, but the difference is those who are in that secret place will hope for greater things, and those that are outside of that secret place will suffer these things for no reward whatsoever. All right, so okay, that was a lot that I just said through the spirit, Lord willing, that made sense. But let's continue. All right, the reason I'm bringing this up, man, is because there's a lot of funny, phony, weird shit going on with this whole situation, with this Noah Green dude. Okay, and it was briefly mentioned by a brother I was listening to, the elder, if I'm not mistaken. But let's just go into it, man. So this dude Noah Green, he came out that he was a follower of the Nation of Islam. All right, but there's certain things that he's saying. All right, there's a lot of stuff going on where they can shine a light on, and this has been happening for a while, man. Even here it says Biden steps up federal efforts to combat domestic extremism. Okay, which this is an article I found. Okay, powered by Microsoft News. And I just want to get to a point. They talk about the Southern Poverty Law Center in here, and so on and so forth. They talk about militia groups. They talk about, the Proud Boys is the first image that they use. But ultimately, this wording, this legislation they want to pass, okay, to combat domestic extremism. Let's see what's said here. It says that, okay, critics of a domestic terrorism statute say it could expand the government's surveillance authorities too much and be used against minority communities. Okay, and so there's certain things that have already happened under lock and key, or under the guise, different under the radar, such as COINTELPRO, Counterintelligence Pro. All right, which was used it's a counter intel. Okay, they gather information on a group to use it against them, and same information was used to assassinate Malcolm X, so on and so forth, right? And so, right now the devil is working on some type of way he can set a trap for the only group that matters right now, which is the Hebrew Israelites, you know, which are out here pushing this truth of America being destroyed, you know, and being in prophecy. All right. A little sleepy. I'm trying to run through it if you can tell, Salakia. All right. So, you know, with this being said, okay, there's a lot of narrative which, hey, if it's true, then it's true. But, you know, we know the devil is typically not true in the things that he says. Psalm 64. All right. And 1, it says to the chief musician, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. We just read about that insurrection upon them that fear the Lord, right? Okay. Of the workers of iniquity, right? Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Now that word even is an indicator of that word even means namely their bitter words. All right, so they're shooting they're sharpening their tongue with these bitter words, these lying words, okay, these slanderous, you know, filthy, you know, reputation staining words. All right, okay, you know, domestic terrorism and so on and so forth, when the Hebrew Israelites are the furthest thing from a domestic terrorist than you can have, man, especially the men of GMS, all right, and the other more Messiah following groups, okay, because Yahweh Shai said, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. So, you know, particularly the men of GMS, you know, we're not going to be seen going to a gun range, marching up and down Capitol Hill, doing none of that shit. We don't do that. We teach the truth. All right. We try to wake up the elect. That's all we do. All right. We not out there on no gun range recording shit and doing no interviews, talking about gun ranges and black, none of that shit. All right. Okay. Verse 4, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. Okay. Privately, they're laying a snare and a trap for the righteous of the nation of Israel, for the elect. But the Most High, they're not going to catch anybody that the Most High doesn't want them to catch. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. All right. So these people are building different cases and frameworks and laying out different things so that they can push out certain legislation, man, like we just saw, which I'm not gonna read it because this is a long article. All right, which is why I just highlighted that one part. All right, but in this article there's certain wordings about, all right, let's get this, because I did have a thought, okay, and I'm just really gonna speak on it. You know, like I said, Lord, this is edifying because I'm through right now. It's crazy. It's still early, but sleep schedule, just I ain't even gonna go there. Let's read it. If I can find it. Okay. Homegrown. There's one that was talking about in another country. Okay. Yeah. Researchers say that the United States is years behind European countries like Germany and Norway in understanding the threat of far-right extremism. Daniel Kohler, a researcher in Germany who has helped other countries carry out de-radicalization programs, said the United States still had not built a system for families who notice a member using threatening language or otherwise signaling that they can engage in violence. All right, and this is something that may come to pass because, you know, I'm gonna get this scripture and then I'm gonna talk about a scenario in a show that I've watched before. All right, let's see, children. Uh, okay, Matthew 10. Okay, and 21 says, and the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth unto the end shall be saved. Now, there's this show that I've watched called Attack on Titans. All right, Attack on Titan. It's an anime show. All right, and there's something that I've noticed in the show that's now making a little more sense of what they were showing you predictive programming wise in that show. Okay, and Salakia moving some things, but in that show, let's just get to it. In that show, there was a race of people, and the more I think about it, the more spiritual it is. All right, because things didn't start clicking till recently. All right. In the show, there's these group of people that basically they're a race of people that have they're a race of very strong people. All right, and they're called the Titans. The Titans and the bloodline that they have makes it susceptible, makes it where they have the possibility of becoming very strong. And one of these Titans, in their right mind, in the right capacity, can destroy, can decimate cities, thousands, if not more, of people. One of them. And so, okay, these people are demonized as being devil spawn and all these different things, right? And it's to the point where they're pushed into this corner of being ashamed for the blood that they have, of being ashamed of accepting their heritage, of speaking openly about the mistreatment that's happening to them. They're ashamed to the point where if there's a member of a family, okay, who identifies that their parents or their son or somebody is active in the underground rebellion that wants to rise up against the repressive government, that they're able to go to the government and tell on their family, and those people will then be taken and put to death. Okay, and so for them to have said that in that article was very interesting to me. Okay, that it said, like I said, we're behind European countries into the fact that there's nowhere that the family can call and say, hey, I think this person's a terrorist, come get them. All right, and that's going to be pushed. Me speaking as a man of, if you've seen this person, if you have any information regarding this person, or if they're speaking this way and that way, give us a call at 1-800-snitch on them, 1-800-snitch on them, or whatever the case might be. And that may be a way or something that's gonna, we know it's gonna come to pass in some form or fashion. I'm just speculating. All right, just speculating. So see, let's close this. Boom, boom. All right, close that. So let's get to another aspect of it. So this guy, all right, back to the main story. This guy, Noah Green, all right, he has said a few different things that kind of raise an eyebrow. Okay, let's just get to the point. I'm not gonna read all this. First of all, he's bugged out. Obviously, as you can see the title, he's saying that Farrakhan is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. That's bullshit, because when Yahushua returns, he's returning not under that name, and he's also gonna, every eye is gonna see him, every knee shall bow, and once he comes back, the earth's gonna be under his dominion. All right, we're not gonna be living in these scenarios, you know. And why he ain't got no beard? Dude was bugged out, because Yahweh Shai would definitely have a beard if he was back on the scene. But whatever, man. People are crazy. Now let's continue. So I just thought it was interesting. I'm gonna just get to the point. All right, boom. Spiritual. Here it is right here. It says, in another post, Green encouraged his readers to study the book of Revelation regarding signs of the end time. Study who the beast is, study who the Antichrist is, study who the false prophet is, and study the created images during these times. Now, of course, there is no one, the Antichrist, okay? The Antichrist, there are many Antichrists, okay, which means anti-Messiah, those who are opposed to the true ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. Then it says, and study the created images during these times, which just sounds like something that the men of GMS speak about, which really most of the One West camp speak about, okay, the images that were created, the false images that were created and painted over and so on and so forth, right? But it's talking about study who the beast is. Well, that's Esau's power structure. Study the book of Revelation, considering the signs of the end times. Well, we're close to the end now. The end is knocking on the doorway. So, there's just this wording, like I said, that you see here. Of course, like I said, dude is bugged out, but the wording is here to kind of push you in this idea of, oh, only a few more steps, and they could have said, well, yeah, he's a Hebrew Israelite. Because some of these things that he's spoken about, well, they're there in the scriptures. So, of course, we talk about them and their prophecy. So, of course, we talk about them. Now, ultimately, this guy was deceived, man. First Timothy 4:1 says, now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, and going into those Farrakhan doctrines. Okay, those are doctrines of devils, man, because they're off, they're corrupted. Okay, one minute, we're Jacob and the Esau is Esau, and the next minute, he flips it, turns it around, and says, well, actually, they're Jacob and we're Esau, which is complete bullshit. And they've been saying that he was speaking, you know, he said anti-Semitic things. We're not gonna go there. So, this is just one aspect of what I've seen. Also, like I said, there's a lot of stuff Jake related going on right now. You got this situation here. Well, we're not gonna talk about that. Okay, this pregnant woman here, okay, which this would have been her second baby. If she's not dead, we don't know. I don't know what's going on with her. This came out 29 minutes ago. Pregnant woman vanishes hours before boyfriend's car found engulfed in flames on Philadelphia street. Okay, it's Salaki from the majority of the articles here. I'm speaking a lot about articles and speaking a lot about different things, and I haven't been getting very many scriptures, but this is more so of an article-based section, and I'll pull out scriptures as the Spirit allows. So Salakia for not prefacing that. Let's continue. It says authorities are still searching for the woman. All right. She said her. So basically, when you go into the story, I'm gonna summarize that her and her boyfriend got into an argument, and they ended up, some kind of way they ended up driving to Philadelphia. Okay, and all right. Let me see. Let me make sure. So I'm not sure. This might have been local. No. Okay, lands down. All right, but anyway, we're in Pennsylvania, so it couldn't have been super duper far. But anyway, they were doing laundry, blah blah blah. So they ended up in Philadelphia. She ended up getting in touch with the boyfriend. The boyfriend was like, well, we was arguing. She got out the car and started walking, and then hours later, or a certain space of time later, his car was found lit on fire. All right, and so they're looking for them right now, and all type of scenarios pop in my head. The scriptures say, let's get this. Matthew 24:12 says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. All right. Matter of fact, Matthew 24 and 8. Let's speak about some of this stuff. Now, this is the end time signs of Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and 4 says, take heed that no man deceive you. And this guy was deceived by Farrakhan. All right, verse 5, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And Farrakhan is one of those, false Hamashiachim, Hey, he's even been quoted as saying, I know that my Redeemer liveth, but you a Muslim, right? Well, what you doing talking about the scriptures, man? I just don't get it. All right. Verse 6, so he's a false Hamashiachim, meaning Christ, supposedly, or a follower of Christ, Christian, or a false Christ, because he's putting himself up like he's an authority. Verse 6, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So this guy really thought this guy thought that the world was about to end or something. He felt like he was okay to just go and basically suicide by a cop. He ran his car into a barricade, and then the cop shot him because he ran after him with a kitchen knife. Right? Just bugged out. Dude gave heed to a seducing spirit, man. All right. Let's close this. And a doctrine of devils, because the stuff he was believing was bugged out. Verse 10. Matter of fact, verse 8, these are the beginning of sorrows. All this is going on. Verse 7, Salaki, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. This is happening. All these are the beginning of sorrow. So this is only the beginning. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. What is Esau gonna do to bring this to pass? This will happen. They're gonna deliver us up to be afflicted. Those whose will it is to, whose lot it is to be them. This is gonna happen. It says, and they shall kill you. This is gonna happen to some of us. What will it take for them to say, "Oh, you niggas gotta die"? And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. All right. And many false prophets shall rise and deceive many. Farrakhan is one of them. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. All right. And who's to say what happened to these individuals? You know, I have two scenarios playing back in my head. Either the first scenario is, you know, they got into an argument, dude got mad and he killed her and he burned the car. Number two scenario that I have is they both got abducted by some type of sex trafficking ring group, and they, you know, they being held somewhere. I don't know what's going on. All I know is the love of many is waxing cold. All right, and things are happening on a more rapid basis. All right. Whew, let's see here. I think that's pretty much all I have. I mean, you know, the framework is being set to demonize us, you know, demonize the Israelites. Jake is catching hell here, you know, and I feel like they may use this George Floyd thing, all right, to do something. You know, you got to remember a few key things that the Biden administration said. What did they say? They said that they're gonna end systemic racism, so on and so forth. And this is a perfect time and opportunity for them to try to trick our people into believing that racism is over. Tricking out, you know, we'll see how it goes. The verdict has not even been rendered yet, but there's so many eyes on this case. It can only go one or two ways. It can only go so many ways, man. You know, let's say they don't award them anything with this case where Jake is gonna uproar. Let's say they do award them and it happens again. What's gonna be even a worse of a reaction, in my opinion, because Jake will have thought that everything was cool. So, so like you, who knows exactly what it's gonna be, but you know, all we can do is just have faith in Yahweh Shemi Awashai. Hope and pray that we'll be part of the elect. You know, that the Akim, the sincere Akim, also, you know, of course, be a part of the elect and make it through these things, man. See the, you know, be the first batch of rulers, man, in the kingdom of heaven, fellow heirs with Yahweh Shai, man. I'm gonna have to go ahead and wrap this up. Salakia. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Hakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopefully elect. Keep your head up, man. The scriptures say, "Be not afraid." All right, but trust in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, for He is your guide and the guide of them that keep His commandments and His statutes forever, which is in the book of 2 Ezra 16, I believe. Hey, so with that, I want to say Shalom and Abba Ball. Shalom.